Hey fellow agents, Johnny5 Alive here, and welcome back to another Division 2 video. I got some very exciting news here today, starting with patch 1.7 dropping tomorrow, as well as a whole big reveal on the April 5th update, which includes Tidal Basin, World Tier 5, and so many details of that and more. So stay tuned, and let's get into it. All right, everyone, so the source of the information for today's video is coming straight from the developer live stream for the state of the game for the Division 2, which was streamed today. I'll have a link to it down in the description below if you want to check out the whole hour-long thing yourself, but here we're going to break it down into point form, basically summarize the whole stream in a nutshell. So let's get into it. The stream was broadcasted by Yannick Banchero, live content manager, special guest Trick Dempsey, senior game designer, and of course Hamish Bode, senior community manager. So they first went on to talk about patch 1.7, which is dropping tomorrow. I'll have a little image here that comes up on screen just so you can see the official report yourself. It says, greetings agents, the server will shut down its scheduled maintenance Thursday, March 28 at 9:30 a.m. CET, 4:30 a.m. ET, 1:30 a.m. PT. Estimated downtime is approximately 3 hours. During this maintenance, we will deploy a patch. Patch notes will be made available during the maintenance. Please follow this thread for any updates as the maintenance progresses. Thank you, the Division 2 team. So obviously we do not have the patch notes yet. They will be posted tomorrow. I'll have a look at them, and if there's anything big in there, I'll probably do another update video, but I think we have the bullet points for the patch for tomorrow here today. So let's get into what the devs said about tomorrow's patch. First of all, they stated that the performance and frame rate improvements across the board. So if anyone's been having issues with the game on lower end PCs or what have you, that should be better now. Remaining fixes for skills going on cooldown automatically is being deployed. They did say they fixed this in the last patch, but there were some remaining outline problems that were causing it to go on cooldown that they didn't quite catch, so that should be now fixed. A final pass on scaling when playing co-op, so adds proper scaling to the players brought into higher level content. Before, a player in green gear was being scaled up to a level 30, but a level 30 in green gear. Now they should be boosted higher and more powerful, thus should help with survivability for lower level players playing with higher level players. That is very good indeed. Fixing issues with certain headsets causing players to lose audio completely. The clan color is going to be changed tomorrow. They did not tell us the color. They want it to be a surprise when we log in. I saw someone make a guess that it was going to be green. I don't even know what guess to make here, but I think green sounds pretty good. So there's a mark with controller button had a bug where it would jump you to another menu, and then you couldn't unmark something as junk either, and that is being fixed for controller players. Now that's basically the gist of what they said in 1.7. Like I said, we're gonna get the full patch notes tomorrow, and if I see some significant changes or any details that are very prominent or exciting, I'll definitely be reviewing the patch notes tomorrow. But if the patch is small and what we outlined here pretty much covers it, then I probably won't. We'll just have to wait and see tomorrow. Moving on to the juicy stuff, you guys. The spoiler thing that they were trying to get to was they wanted to announce Tidal Basin and World Tier 5, but it was already leaked by the by another portion of the Ubisoft team, so that information is technically out there now. But they went into further details about what's coming in the April 5th update. It's pretty exciting stuff overall, so let's get into it. April 5th is when Tidal Basin, the 4th Stronghold update, will go live. If you are in World Tier 4, a new mission will pop up guiding you to strike Tidal Basin. Upon defeating Tidal Basin, you will be proceed into World Tier 5, which increases your gear score from 450 to 500. Well, it doesn't increase your gear score, but now you have a potential of gearing up to 500. That is the new cap. A new slew of build opportunities will arise from this, as the introduction quest will introduce you to the first of the set gear items. Gear set items are essentially pieces that work together cohesively, and when fully paired, create a powerful, unique build opportunities. Think about it like the current brand sets, but much more powerful with additional perks. There will be 3 new gear sets with the Tidal Basin update. They mentioned something about people may already know something about the new True Patriot set, as GameSpot did reveal this. So the first gear set is the True Patriot. It includes the red, white, and blue debuffs. Red debuff causes enemies to do less damage. White debuff gives armors to players who hit the debuffed enemy, and the blue debuff gives you a skill haste when you hit hit them. Great for skill-based builds, so it increases your cooldown timers essentially. And there's another final buff to this set, which is called the full flag. Once you have all 3 buffs active on an enemy, it starts to spread all the debuffs to nearby enemies. This is told to be a very support-esque gear set. They also tease the other sets, one being called the ongoing directive, and then the last one is the hard-wired set. No details on these yet other than they are a blast and they have insanely long descriptions. And they also mentioned that these are going to be dropping from Black Tusk enemies and invaded missions, because when even more plot happens in World Tier 5, suddenly invasions can happen again. Another stronghold can become invaded along with other missions, and those missions can include missions which are not a part of the end game campaign. That is very interesting. When these invasions happen to certain missions or strongholds, they say these are some of the nastiest boss fights they could have ever thought of, and it's exciting. Invaded missions will have new difficulties that were never seen before, called heroic. They are hinting that this means there are basically no checkpoints inside of the missions. In other words, the last man standing is everything, and they have to save your team or you restart from the beginning. Wow, that is insane. These are extremely rewarding, but also optional. It's meant for hardcore players. They said when they sent this over to their testers, this is an act of cruelty. They are not locking any gear behind it, but you will get more drops more frequently. New invaded missions are on a weekly reset. You can toggle missions between non-invaded and invaded state if it's already invaded. So essentially, you can shut off invaded missions if it's too hard for you. First invaded mission for the week gives you a bonus reward, and particularly Tidal Basin gives you a one-time reward once per week. So they went on to talk about Tidal Basin a little bit, but they didn't want to spoil it. So this is as much information that they could give to us without completely spoiling it. It's a military base, a high-tech faction of military contractors who have made this place uniquely defensive to the Black Tusk pack with future tech and partially shade tech. And one of the developers said, so we're essentially playing the Shadow of Moses. They say this is so different from anything you've seen in the Division thus far, and it is massive. They said it's roughly the same size of Roosevelt Island, but a military base with lots of verticality. That sounds amazing. I am super stoked to get in there and try this out. So they also showed off the year 1 content roadmap. Let's pull this up and have a look at it here. So as you can see here, April 5th, 2019, Invasion Battle for DC is what we're getting on April 5th, which includes the Tidal Basin, World Tier 5. They also mentioned it's the first balance pass to weapons, so there will be changes to weapons in this update. A lot of bug fixes based on the community findings since released, and the game should be very polished for this update. A bunch of small quality of life changes. They know PvP is a big discussion in the community, and they are looking at it closely, but they are focusing on the PvE pass for this content update, and PvP pass will be coming later. So if that's something you're wondering about, they did kind of skim over it, but that's not their plans for this update. Stats on gear should be evolving for this patch overall, so they're going to be making a lot of changes to the gear, especially because there's the introduction of gear sets as well. And as you can see here, there's more with the summer 2019 episode 1 DC Outskirts Expeditions, autumn 2019 episode 2 Pentagon The Last Castle. So there's that castle settlement that is basically grayed out right now. That is essentially going to become alive. And then the winter 2019 episode 3. And throughout all of this, there's ongoing content from gear, projects, raids, narratives, cosmetics, conflict mode updates, bounty events, challenges, weapons, and specialization, all sprinkled in throughout these major checkpoints and content drops. So that's a ton of new content. It's very exciting. The future for this game is very positive. It's looking very bright, and I'm very excited overall. It's looking fantastic, and I can't praise the devs enough for how quickly they're working and the amount of bulk content we're getting so quickly and so rapidly. It's absolutely a breath of fresh air. So they ended off the stream with some community creations. I'll show one off here. There's like a Lego set that somebody made, and they're getting foamed, and it's quite hilarious. The big sledgehammer camera guys rolling in. Then we had another one of a girl doing a cosplay, and it's just stunning. She is a makeup specialist and a photographer. And then we had one more of somebody painting their own figurines, kind of like little Warhammer figurines painted to the Division 2 style, which is absolutely amazing. And then they went off to show off all the photo mode, and I'm really curious about this. I'll have some pictures rolling in the background of all these amazing photos from the photo mode, and I'm really curious to know your guys' thoughts on photo mode. Is it something, like, I personally really enjoy the feature of the game. I find myself constantly doing photo mode. As we get together as a group, we find something hilarious, and we go, stop, 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 and we all stop what we're doing, and we get in position. Sometimes we change our outfits, and we find ourselves taking photos, and it's just such a fun little thing to participate in. So if you join us in the Channel 5 gaming community, we have a clan. We have multiple clans now because we can only fit 50 per. So we have a clan A and B so far, and you know, if you're high-end level 450 plus gear score, you could be a part of the A team, and if you're playing pretty casually, you could be a part of the B team. And we have rooms for photo modes. If photo mode is something you're interested in, I think we could do videos on it showing off people's photos. But even better, I have a whole bunch of Steam games from Humble Bundle, like 300 plus that I've saved up over the years, and I like to give them away for contests. So if you guys are interested in a photo mode contest, drop a comment down below saying, yes, you know, photo mode contest, let's do it. Join us on Discord, and obviously I need some place for people to submit these, and it would be through my Discord. And we'll come up with a theme, like the funniest team photo, or like war never changes or something. We have to like try to find the most grimacing photo, and we'll try to do a theme, and we'll see how it does. But I think it could be something fun for us to play around with, come up with different styles and photos for each contest, and it's just something extra and fun to add to the, you know, something extra to do in the game. Oh, Channel 5 Gaming does photo mode contests. I'm playing the game. Let's stop. Let's get this photo. It just gives you something extra to do if you get bored. So I think it'll be a fun thing to do. We've done it in the past for other games such as Fallout and various things like that. So I'm going to do it as long as the interest is there. So I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. And that's it. That's pretty much the whole coverage of the dev stream there, you guys, in a nutshell. And I'm excited to read the patch notes tomorrow. If there's anything big in there, I will update you. But the big one is going to be April 5th. So stay tuned for that. I'll be covering that as soon as it comes up, and we can go over the patch notes then. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, smash that like button, subscribe for more Division videos. Join us on Discord. Information is down in the description below. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye now.